Hi, I'm Pastor Brenda. Glad to meet you here again. So continuing on in the series, this week it is about the life situation friend. So if you downloaded your PDF to go with this teaching series, this life situation friend is described as, this is someone who is a part of your regular everyday life. This friend is simply present regularly. This is someone who gets you because you have the same hobby, same fandom, same book club, same bowling league, same weekly Bible study, etc. You get it, right? This friend generally follows life cycles such as parenting or your work career. This person may not know the depth of you, but you trust him or her with your dailiness, your everyday life. This person is involved in that everyday life of yours. You click together because you both get each other, but this person may also not know your full life. Odds are this person is not a part of your whole life. Trying to make this person into your whole life is just awkward. It just doesn't fit. I mean, there is loyalty and friendship here, but the whole life just doesn't mix, right? There's still glue to these friendships, even though they don't know your whole life. This person makes you a better person. This is a temporary team position on your life team because paths go in different directions. Without the commonality, without the job or the daycare schedule or this life situation schedule, you just kind of fall away from each other. That's why it's a temporary position. Eventually, you will still love them and love remembering them, but you have no idea what their current life is like. Social media is a connection still, but it's not the same as what you guys used to have together. And these people are also on your Christmas card list. If you do one, they're always on your list because you have a connection. It just isn't anymore. And you love watching your friends on social media and you feel connected, but you also don't really have any conversations with them anymore. Reconnecting through social media, though, has been nice. It feels good because you do care about them still. Social media helps you care about them again because you get to see what they're doing. So I'm sure with that description, you're thinking of certain faces you've had because they've been temporary, certain faces that are in your life right now that are like, yeah, she's my friend, but she doesn't know my whole life. This is that person. And I'm sure here again, the empty chair comes into play. There are some people you just really, really miss. But you change jobs and you're no longer friends. Stuff like that. And one more thing I want to bring up again is we have group thought of a friendship definition. We did this live together on Friday night. And I just want to repeat this again. Friendship has some qualifications. Must be mutually successful together. There is trust, dependency. They know your patterns and they can tell you if something is wrong and still be there for you. That's all part of what a friendship is. I want to add one more thing to this. Friendship is a place you process your sin in real time, not the place you go once you're over it. Okay? That's part of friendship too. This means your Facebook friends aren't really your friends. Freya India is this Gen Z writer I love. I quote her often. I'm going to quote her again. It's strange because my generation talks so much about empowerment, agency, independence, and fear of losing ourselves, yet we will willingly offer ourselves up to the algorithm. We will surrender our souls to the machine without a second thought, but are terrified to surrender anything in a human relationship. This is more from Freya India, from an article she wrote called Your Boyfriend Isn't Your Cameraman. You're going to get this. We've all seen it. A guy taking pictures of his girlfriend or wife, getting down on the floor, adjusting to find the right angles and lighting. She takes the phone and checks through the pictures, isn't happy, and he tries again. This has become normal now, even so that we have articles about the Instagram husband revolution. Men's Magazine provide tips on how to take a photo of your girlfriend with such tips as don't take just one, stop doing exasperated sighs. Meanwhile, girls are told don't date boys who won't take pictures for your Instagram, and taught how to train your Instagram boyfriend with tips like he is the key to documenting your life, growing your brand, as well as how to thank them properly. Thank you for going on adventures with me to find the perfect spot to take a photo. There are even Facebook and Instagram pages called Boyfriends of Instagram dedicated to capturing this phenomenon, plus endless TikToks about boyfriends never getting it right, along with memes and articles about why they suck at it. Boyfriends and husbands complain about this online too. Some say taking pictures of their girlfriend feels like it's a full-time job. Others explain how entire trips were ruined by it. This Reddit post about having difficulty playing boyfriend of Instagram has over 1,000 likes. One quote, her need for me to catalog her life is slowly draining my soul. I don't think it's trivial, for example, that we've been conditioned to use the person we love as a tool to gain approval from an audience that most of the time we don't even like or care about. I don't think it's trivial that the compulsion to document the perfect memory can degrade the memory, turning it from that time we watched the sunset together on the beach to the time we argued after I demanded Instagram photos and you couldn't get the angle right. I don't think it's trivial that some people sacrifice their world reputation to improve their online one. These things matter. Jokes aside, these things do matter though, right? As real as this situation is, these things do matter. So here's your first conversation question. I hope you gathered with your friends, your roommates, your family over dinner or something. Let's talk about this question. Social media probably has one good aspect about it. You can go into the negative, and I kind of did. But social media allows you to stay connected with these life situation friends. You get to pop in and see their kids grow up, or hear what's going on, or know when their mom has died, stuff like that. So this is the question. Share what you have gained by being connected to these temporary relationships through social media. Like, what good has there been? Talk about that. One part of the series I want to bring up again and again is we talk about these temporary friendships, or somebody from the past, or these people you are connecting with still on social media. Honor these people. They were a part of your life. They helped form who you are. Honor that. People are a part of our spiritual formation. Okay? But this is all about the givers and takers in our friendships, because some friends do treat us as tools. They are taking from you to give to themselves, and most of us are happy to do it until you need to be given to. Now I want to start here with the definition of humility. We have group thought. We have workshopped this in a whole series you can find on our YouTube page. But I want to bring up this definition here at this point. Discern who a giver and a taker is. Humility is not having too high or nor too low expectations for yourself. You know your strengths and your limitations. Humility is about being the right size in any given situation. So you enter the world in your enoughness, which means you can see others and make generous assumptions about them, because the others can't take away your identity. Your identity is fixed in an everlasting God that has no ending. Romans 12:3, because of the privilege and authority God has given me, I give each of you this warning. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith God has given us. So again, some friends treat us as tools. There are givers and there are takers out there. There just is. And you have relationships with givers and takers. Givers don't always mind being in a relationship with a taker because they like to give. It brings them joy until there is that breaking point. Two givers geometrically increase their ability to give. A giver mixed with a taker gets depleted, tired, frustrated, and eventually very angry, which is why you want to find someone who knows how to love and give. When you ask a taker to give to you because you are in need, that person might freak out, abandon the relationship, or just run around in an emotional and relational panic, adding to the giver's problems rather than addressing the need that you presented to your friends. When a taker has to give, this person feels sorry for him or herself even more than he feels sorry for you. Instead of concentrating on providing care, this person will talk about how difficult he or she has it, trying to get everyone to feel sorry for him or her. A giver friend can turn into a taker friend if that person's life gets upended somehow. And then you're left wondering, what happened to our friendship? So we've talked about friendships being seasonal. I have this quote, our friends feel giddy like spring, make memories like summer, have the tenacity of fall, and sometimes experience the death of winter. We meet the givers and takers in that springtime of friendship. Givers ask to earn trust and allow the time needed for that trust to be earned. Takers will demand your trust as a condition of their friendship. The trust is for their benefit, not yours. Do you see the difference? Takers are good at identifying your weaknesses, but not identifying their weaknesses. So you must vulnerably figure out, are you a giver or a taker? So this next question is for yourself. Don't answer it. Don't even, just hear my questions and ponder them and think for yourself here. Are you a giver or a taker? Think about whom you are attracting. Are you attracting givers or are you attracting takers? Think about what you want for your future. Do you want to be a giver or a taker? First Corinthians 12:25 says, this makes for harmony among the members so that all the members care for each other. First Thessalonians 5:11, so encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing. These are verses for the givers. So question, this one you can talk out loud with your people. I'd like you to share a story of a taker in your life. This is not for gossip, don't mention names, but this is for us all to learn. So have your conversation and share a story about one of those takers in your life and what can we learn from that story. I'll be back. So next question. It's kind of the same question. Now share a story about a giver in your life. Again, not for gossip, but this is for us to learn from. So share a story, don't need to name names, about one of the givers in your life and what can we learn from that story. I'll be right here. Are you seeing clearly how givers and takers are in friendships? One more thing, a couple more things actually. Be wary of the love bomber friend. You will discern early that something is off with this new friend, as you also will love the attention you are receiving. It's love bombing. You know what I mean by that. So until you realize that this love bomber friend is really trying to control you to avoid her vulnerability. She or he is thinking, if I show my love and just kind of push this on and buy the coffees and show up and text all the time, love bombing, I won't be left behind. I won't be hurt. I won't be abandoned. Something's off, and you're going to know it's off when you have a love bomber friend. Love bombers' friends expect you to return the same attention back, whether you're capable or not of returning this attention, and whether you even realize it or not. It's an expectation back. Since I'm giving so much to you, give back to me again. It's all about me, so I don't get rejected and I don't get abandoned. So please return to me what I'm giving to you as I'm love bombing you. When the love bomb is not returned, the love bomber friend is disappointed, sad, and very likely angry because you have unknowingly repeated back to her the small story she's telling herself, that she is not worthy of love. All because in the navigation of springtime friendships, you didn't measure up to a mark you never knew about. Remember how I said how givers let time for trust to grow in a relationship? And we talked, it takes 200 hours of vulnerability to make a friendship. Love bombers like to cut that short because they're just afraid of this small story that they are not valuable enough to be in a friendship with you. Another discerning thing to look for, givers are willing to forgive. They just have this brave decision that they're going to be easy forgivers. Not short-circuiting forgivers, so we have a sermon teaching on that too. They just are willing to forgive. Be wary when someone can quote the minute and hour they were hurt and you hurt them, and recall the scene in intimate details and living color. There's not going to be any forgiveness there. Like a good attorney, they will have the entire case mapped out. You lose their friendship, and you are judged as guilty. And while we all need to be confronted of our weaknesses, unsaved people, however, confront us not to forgive, but to condemn and punish us. They remove their love until we are appropriately chastened. Then this taker may say, okay, we're friends again. But there's no forgiveness there. This obviously destroys any chance for connection and for safety in this relationship. We'll be talking more towards the end of the series about forgiveness, because this is definitely a part of friendship. We are those imperfect friends that we wish we were perfect friends for, but we also have imperfectness in our friendships. And this is one of the virtues you want to find in your friendships. So, last question. What other tips do you have to help you discern if someone is a giver or a taker? Share those tips, please. Okay, this was some good conversations, right? Because now you see this giver and taker and being treated as a tool. This is a part of friendship. Again, we're imperfect friend to our imperfect friend. So how much do we consider safe and unsafe? How much do we tolerate from our taker friends? What part do they have on our life team? Now, if you've downloaded the PDF handout that we have for the series, you'll find at the end we have a link to a safe and unsafe PDF that we came up with through another conversation we had as a church together. You can use that to help you discern what to do with your friendships. I want to just tease this little rule that I have over on my writing website. Trust is the ability to be careless. Meaning if we trust someone, we do not have to be looking out for what we have entrusted to them. It's a really beautiful thought, kind of a deep thought. So have a deep time. And the last thing I want to pass on is what I'm calling the scaffolding of friendship. If you have some givers in your life you really want to develop and have them on your life team, you're going to build what I'm calling a scaffold around these friendships. This means there is some intentionality going into them because you want these givers, you want these wise people into your life. So to build this scaffolding, you need to intentionally plan times together, whether it's a phone call, whether it's Zoom, whether it's dinner. Maybe you even want to plan the last Wednesday of every month is our night together. understanding that last Wednesday of the month, if you got young children, someone could be sick and it gets canceled, it's okay. You do it next month. But you have put this intentionality scaffolded into your friendship so that you can continue to give to each other and to continue to grow this life team friendship who makes you better, because people are a part of our spiritual formation. So my benediction to you is, who are the givers and who are the takers in your life? And then, what are you going to do? Okay, I'll see you again.